Today I would like to talk the 2 pointers. The first is some challenges facing mother tongue education in Tibetan areas of the Western China, and then a briefly introduction of the Trees Foundation, how they implemented the mother tongue education. Some challenges face mother tongue education in Tibetan areas of Western China. There are some issues. The first is the lack of an appropriate teaching model. There have been 2 different teaching approaches in Tibetan bilingual education. One has been to use Tibetan as main language for the bilingual education area, with Tibetan language as the dominant language, and therefore provide an appropriate environment for the students. That means except English and Chinese, all subjects taught with the Tibetan language. The second has been to use Chinese language as the main tool to achieve bilingual education. That means the Han Chinese culture is dominant and more appropriate for the children's education. However, most case, the second approach has been chosen even in area of Tibetan as the dominant language. This inappropriate choice of the main language of the instruction has directly led to decline in the quality of the bilingual education. Recently, the comparisons and the evaluations of the 2 teaching approach has been conducted in primary school and junior middle schools in Tibetan areas. These studies have found that the first teaching approach is much more effective. This is the first. The second one is the difficulties link mother tongue education taught during the primary school with secondary and university education. During the primary and the secondary level of the education, using a consistent teaching approach is most effective in learning. But in practice, many Tibetan the areas are using Model 1 teaching approach during the primary school level 2, then the switch to the second level education. For instance, the TRA, which used Model 2 teaching, many Tibetan students are sent to the inland China to attend the secondary schools. The drastic change in learning, living, social, linguistic, and the cultural environments, Tibetan students lose the opportunity to further develop the Tibetan language skills and learn the Tibetan culture. Many students from Yishu Tibetan Perfect are sent to ordinary secondary schools in Xining, then the capital of the Qinghai province. Families from other Tibetan areas also send their children to inland Chinese schools or schools in urban areas that offer Chinese medium education because they think that offers their children better quality education. However, Tibetan students have trouble catch up and to keep up with their Chinese counterparts. Tibetan students do not perform as well in new Model 2 learning environment. Also, Tibetan students lose their cultural knowledge. Even if mother tongue education is linked from the primary school to higher education, there is also disconnect between mother tongue education and currently needs society and market the opportunities. In other hands, it is very difficult for the Tibetan students who has graduated even with the master degree from Tibetan language programs to get a position in Tibetan areas. What data kind of situation happened, because I think one reason is that the universities don't offer many advanced or the market-oriented courses in Tibetan language. Another reason is that the job opportunities requiring Tibetan language skills are very limited. To address these issues, nationality universities should focus more on mother tongue education all the way through the education system to ensure qualified mother tongue educators. Universities should also recruit more qualified mother tongue educators. Universities also in the different subjects outside of the Tibetan language and the literatures. Without these conditions, I think the mother tongue education will not be successful. The next one is the insufficiently qualified teachers. In many local schools in Tibetan areas, qualified teachers are not sufficiently and valuable. For example, one single teacher will teach 3 subjects, different subjects, which makes it very challenging to maintain students' attention and interest in the subject being taught. In some cases, local schools have sufficient number of the teachers, but they are not professional trained for the specific courses. Take, for instance, the nationality colleges of the Qinghai Normal University in Xining and the Northwest Nationality University in Lanzhou. In principle, these institutions have bilingual teaching in the science department in order to train a pool of the much needed science teachers for the local Tibetan schools. But in fact, because of this organized distribution of the teachers trained for the specific subject are often assigned to the teacher unrelated subjects. Result is poor teaching quality. In particular, Tibetan considered schools lack teacher resources for the courses such as the biology, history, political science, and geography, which is the big problem for the school students who wish qualified to admission to the university. The next is the poor quality of the textbooks for the students. The classroom textbooks themselves are one of the basic tools for the teaching and the learning. Textbooks, teacher, and the students are the 3 cornerstone of the teaching. In the old days, teachers used one textbooks together with the auxiliary teaching materials, but for the students, there was only one textbook for students over the local Tibetan areas, but no auxiliary materials. After the 1990s, some auxiliary materials were published in the Tibetan language, but the quality still very poor.